The book, The Back of the Napkin, argues that a simple drawing on a piece of paper can be more powerful than any Excel or PowerPoint presentation. Author Dan Rome joins us to show how anyone can clarify a business problem or sell an idea with just a pen, paper, and some imagination.
What if there was a way to more quickly look at problems, more intuitively understand them, and then more rapidly convey to others what we've discovered? There is. It's called visual thinking, and that's what my book is all about. Solving problems with pictures. Now, I assure you that solving problems with pictures has nothing to do with artistic training or talent, so don't even worry about it. If you can draw a box, if you can draw an arrow, if you can draw a stick figure, you're well on your way. When people think in terms of visually representing something, it's usually for the purpose of selling an idea or presenting a concept or a product. But I believe that visual thinking can be utilized even before the conception of the idea. Visual thinking can be used to discover that idea, then develop it, and then finally present it. And that's how my book is laid out. I first show you how to see visually, which I know sounds a little bit weird, but it really isn't. I then show you how to imagine visually, and finally, how to show ideas visually. For this video, we'll focus on the imagination section, because that's really the epicenter of visual thinking. How do we jumpstart our imagination? Well, here's an exercise that can be used anytime, anywhere, to fully engage our visual imagination. Now let's call it the many ways to slice an apple exercise. Now, imagine that you're strolling down a tropical beach in the South Seas, and I hope that's not too hard to imagine. Now imagine that you meet a local islander coming the other way who offers you a strange and unusual purple fruit. Well, you taste it, you like it, and you want to share with the islander that it tastes a lot like an apple. But you don't speak the same language. Okay, you happen to have a napkin in your pocket, and so you quickly draw out an apple. But it doesn't really resonate with the islander. Then you draw an apple tree. Then again, maybe it would be better to draw the whole orchard. Now you have three valid descriptions of the same apple, yet each looks quite different. Suddenly you realize that depending on what you want the islander to understand about apples, you could sketch all sorts of other views. You might want to show how nutritious an apple is, or you might find it more useful to explain how to make that perfect apple pie. You may want to point out specific details of the fruit, or maybe it makes more sense to compare your apple with other fruits that the islander may already know. You could show how an apple begins, or you could show how an apple ends. Now wow, all that from one apple. Believe it or not, standing there on the beach with nothing but a pen, a napkin, and this islander looking at you, you've activated every corner of your mind's eye and both sides of your brain. Now, in the business world, this apple could be replaced with any issue you might be facing. Let me give you an example. Let's talk for a moment about the world of coffee. Now, we all know that Starbucks is the biggest coffee chain in the world, right? If you're the CEO of Pete's, you can see that there's plenty of opportunity for growth. But how do you go about growing without losing your recognized focus on quality? The answer's in a picture. As Pete's grows, it follows this sketch that I worked with Pat O'Day, the CEO of the company, to create. To grow without losing focus on quality, you first establish your vision as the gold standard of coffee, and nothing is ever going to change that. Your mission, then, is to build the biggest base of dedicated coffee drinkers, people who know coffee and really appreciate it. Now, to achieve that, you break your operations into 4 pieces, each of which has its own objectives and quality measures. First, serve. Now, these are the folks that are pulling the shots and talking with customers every day. Next, develop. Now, this means human resources and training. These are the people that are making sure that everyone knows what they need to do and how they fit into the quality chain. Third is manage, which means everyone responsible for running the stores and running the business. And last is the group that's responsible to inspire, which means the senior leadership from the CEO to the head brewer. There you see it. The strategy of peace on the back of a napkin. All the presentation really is the ability to have someone else grasp what we see and hear in our own minds in their minds. And to do that, sometimes things like spreadsheets and PowerPoints just get in the way. And the back of a napkin really is all that we need. I hope you enjoy reading my book and begin drawing your way through your next problem or your next great idea.